Oh, and I asked all the shops too. They're like, you don't buy that, mate. You have to buy this. I'm like, oh, I know, but I want to see one.
I wonder what happened. All the Chinese bikes probably broke in half.
What happened?
I don't know.
But even still,
Yeah.
I'd still buy a $200 bike and let it break in half. For,
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. One of my mates just come around the other day and he bought his little kid a little $200 bike from China and come around, and I was just like, whoa, like, you know, the foot pegs are made of alfoil, and I was like, yeah, well, put your kid on and have fun. But yeah, the brakes didn't work, and
It was a great time, mate.
it was fun when we done that. Jeez, bad God.
I mean, that was 100 dudes or something going with bikes in their back seat.
Yep.
Not even pit bikes, but
No.
maybe you can only, sorry, mate, maybe only buy them online.
Yeah.
That must have killed it.
That's it. eBay.
Yeah, must have.
Got bastards.
What are you doing now? Did you ride your bike today?
But yes, I work. Today is like a rostered day off for us. We get 2 a month kind of thing. So I woke up this morning and just done 60 Ks, and
How many minutes does that take?
about 2 hours roughly. Just cruised around, and then my brother has gone to the Maldives for surfing, and he left his dog with us. So I've been hanging out with his dog, and I had it out the front yard, and a little dog from the street come across. The dog took off down the road. That's why.
So I never see Guy down the duck pond. Here he is.
Here
Look
he
at
is,
him.
trying to get the dog back in the car. So no, I'm trying to bond with this creature, but it's not really happening.
Yeah. When was the last time you went surfing?
Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
I've never in my whole life paddled a surfboard out into the surf.
Wow. You want to? Clearly not.
I keep saying, this year I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
It goes. I had a
You either want to or
bodyboard
you
when I
don't.
was a little kid, but it's just, I've never surfed.
What about stand-up paddleboards?
Never done it.
Oh, man. Let's do that soon.
Yeah.
I've been doing it every week with some people.
Is there any room in Crumman Creek for any more?
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
It is. It's amazing though, man. Really early, you see so many fish and
Yep.
all sorts of weird stuff. We saw sharks like the last few times. Oh, not a while ago now.
In
But
Crumman?
yeah,
Yeah, right.
Finn popped up right beside three of us, and then we didn't do it for a month, and then the same fin popped up beside us, and another fin beside that as well.
Wow.
So
I've done my swimming
Really?
training in where the pirate park is.
yeah,
And I used to just go by myself all the time. And everyone was like, don't swim in there, there's sharks. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure there's not. But even the
There will be.
lifesavers and everyone's like, there are sharks in there.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well,
guaranteed. Oh, there's sharks everywhere.
just swim faster. Wow. Yeah.
Oh, but even still, but what was weird about this is that it popped up beside us. Like, honestly, just popped up 10 meters away. And my friend Jenny, we were just looking straight at the water and she went, shark. And I went, that's a shark. And the little tail popped up as well. It was just there. We just froze. Like, wow, that was it. 1 month later, we sort of were paddling along and went, oh, that's right, Jen. We saw a shark. And we both looked at this patch of water and it popped up beside us again like we were tripping out. Sort of thing. Yeah, but that's living, man.
That is living.
That's living. Look at you. You do big jumps all the time.
Not really. I went motorbike riding on, what day is today? On Sunday for first time this year. And just went out with a few mates out to that new moto park place and had
Stanmore?
No, it's out near Boona. You know that?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I don't know of it.
The Queensland government's given a lot of money. They've bought about 200 acres, put 4 or 5 motocross tracks on it. You pay $50. You go there. It's all watered, cleaned, ripped. They prep it every day.
Wow.
And probably maybe, I don't know, I would have said 200 people would have been out there.
That's amazing.
Yep.
So the government own it. They can't shut it down.
Government own it, can't shut it down. Showers, water, camping sites, fire pits, motorbike tracks, 2-stroke. What more do you want?
That's great.
Yep.
Oh, that's
And
good,
it's
man.
really looked after. So
What sort of bike do you have?
just a Suzuki 4-stroke RMZ. So, yeah. So I just went out and I'm feeling sore.
Yeah.
When you don't use muscles for that kind of muscle.
Yeah.
I woke up yesterday and I was like, wow, that really hurt me.
Right.
But
Mate,
good fun.
I reckon, I don't think, I would say, and you've probably heard me say this before, and I only raced those 110 pit bikes with you.
Yeah.
But to race speedway and all that sort of stuff, like which everyone like you've got dudes that drive V8 supercars. You get time to rest.
Yeah.
Drive a sprint car because it's a 10-second lap, and you're in ruts and stuff. It's fast. It's hard.
Yep.
It's harder, and so everyone driving knows that driving a sprint car is physically tough on your neck, and because your centrifugal force. But the day I got on a motorbike, it is so it's tougher in so many ways. The risk in your mind of landing this jump wrong, and I couldn't even jump. But you know what I mean, like the mental risk of I'm going to get hurt any second.
Yeah, and you've got nothing. You've got a helmet. Yeah, but
a foot peg in the leg. I can show you a scar today of a guy that landed on my leg because he jumped on me, and that's
motorbikes.
But your body is every single muscle in your body is getting worked out. Yep. So the more tired you get, and here comes a jump.
Hold on. Yeah. People always say, you just turn the throttle and the motorbike does everything. You're like, yeah, right. Here's a motorbike. You go turn the throttle and see how you go. Yeah, they're fast.
So do you ride? You do cycling every day?
Yeah, okay, righto. I entered a half Ironman, so I just cycled my push bike around Crumman every day, and I thought, wow, this is kind of good. Someone said maybe you should do an Ironman. So I was like, okay. So done a few little steps, worked towards that, done it. So that was a big kind of day because I've had lots of knee reconstructions. I've had lots of broken bones. So to put all that together to make that happen was a bit of work. And then I finished it and I'd done it. My time was fairly good. And then when I got to the finish line, someone was like, well, you've done a half. Now let's do a full. And you're on that high. You're on that. Yeah, I can do that. But whoa, I bit off a bit more than I could chew. It was a long couple of weeks, and it's just like, you have to do the work then. It's not like...
How long's a half in...
So a half is pretty much a 2 kilometre swim, 90 kilometre bike, and then 22K run. Wow. 21K run. And then, so you do all that, that's one day. So that was 5 hours to do that. It was just under. And then I was like, that was good. And then I was like, yeah. So then the big one is double that. So that's, like...
I don't think that's natural.
It's not. And it's not like, like if you ride a motorbike, you can kind of not train as hard, turn up and still go all right. Mm-hmm. But if you don't train for that, what I had to do, you're not going to finish.
You won't finish. Yeah.
And people are like, I didn't train. I didn't do this. And then you get to the finish line and you're like, well, you finished 4 hours behind me. I can see that you didn't.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I want to do this. I want to have a good go at it. I want to lock down for a 12-week, training block, do as much as I can, and then get there and have a go. And then when I got there and done it, I was like, well, that really hurt. I'm going to have a bit of time out now.
Yeah, well, do you think you'd have to train to do so? Even the training, that crap on your legs and I keep thinking of a shoe going bang, 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 and your foot's inside
and your kneecaps.
So your shoes have to be really good. Everything has to be perfect. You could have some sort of wrong thing happening on your sock there, and after how many footsteps would you do in that 40Ks?
Well, every one of my toenails popped off on the race, except my big ones. I was like running like the last maybe 10 kilometers in the 42K run, and I could see the blood coming outside the sock of my shoe. I could see blood coming out of my shoes. I was like, wow, the quicker I get to the finish line, the quicker I can have a look.
Right, so the run was the last.
So it goes the swim first.
Yep.
So which is 4 kilometers.
That's hell.
And then
in the ocean.
This was in Perth, in a place called Bustleton.
Oh, the sharks and that.
Yep. So you go, oh great, there's sharks, there's everything. So you quickly want to get out of the water because you don't want to get eaten. So you do the swim, you jump on the bike, you do 180 Ks on the bike, and it was pretty warm. It was about maybe 34 degrees. So it's like you're baking in that sun. And then you come back and then you do a 42K marathon run to finish. So it was like at the end of it, you're pretty cooked. So I done 10 hours on the dot, and I got a 4-minute penalty on the bike. So I had to pull off and sit in a box for 4 minutes.
Why?
It was the last 5 kilometers, and then I seen a girl pull out in front of me, and she had a flat tire, and I just kind of was like, should I pass her or sit behind her? And I hesitated for that split. And an official pulled up and he goes, you're drafting, so it means you've got to be spaced by about 20 meters. So they reckon I was drafting, sucking like wind, wind resistance. They're like, you're in the box.
You can't draft in.
Can't draft. So you've got to do everything by yourself. And he's like, you're in the box. And I'm like, oh, sweet. And he goes, and the 6 behind you. And I'm like, I look back and there were 6 right behind me. And I'm like, oh, wow. So I had to get to the box, pull in the box, sit there for 4 minutes while everyone's just passing you. And then
that would have been worse.
It was sad.
Because your body would have gone,
and it was like you're going from,
I want to stop.
And you stopped. And then, and then it was,
getting cold.
yeah, it was kind of, it was, Then you go into transition, take your cycling kind of stuff off as quick as you can, put your runners on and just go back out there. And you're done at the end of it. You go.
So for runners, for all that stuff, is there the stuff you can just buy down the shop here, or are there guys going, no man, an ultra, you really should buy this for this reason? Like you'd have guys that have done them and gone, honestly, mate, they won't hold up for this reason. Because I can imagine.
Well, like I started off in like Kmart runners, and people are like, what are they? And I'm like, well, help me. And then it's like, oh, you need these. And then you start, you speak to people that are better and better. And then they're like, you need this, you need this. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you need to do the kilometers. You can have a Ferrari, but if you don't know how to turn the ignition and start it, well, you're not going to drive it, are you? Yeah. So it's But it was good.
What happened the minute after you stopped?
I ran down, so they've got about 200 metres of red carpet right at the very end. So I've been out there for 10 hours. I'm pretty baked by now. And I ran down, and I had my partner, Ebony, she was on the sideline, and she was like, you've done this. And I got to the red carpet, and I thought, wow, this is 12 weeks of training, working, life, relationships, family, everything. And I was like, and you've done what you wanted to do. Wow. And I was kind of started getting a bit emotional in that way. And then I got to the finish line and I was like, done. And then my legs just passed out and I fell over. Wow. Instantly. And I was like, well, that's that done.
Yeah, your brain just went,
stop.
You did it, mate.
Stop. And then I was like, and then they pick you up and they take you out the back and they massage you and they peel your shoes and just help you.
Explain the shoes coming.
They just peeled them and I was like, the lady's like, we're going to massage your feet and your legs and help you get recover. And I'm like, you don't really need to do that. Just you like coming from war. Just that body is that wrecked. They're passing you pizza and pasta and drinks and you're just trying to get you back to life again. Yeah. So I was just like, wow. Anyway, they got me in there and I felt like an elephant. She had a big sponge and she was sponge bathing and I was like, this is not bad, but the legs were done. It was.
And what about the week after?
Well, we packed up from Perth and then we went up to Bali. So I was like, we had 2.5 weeks up there and I was just like, I need to just switch off and just get on the bin.
Starting a new life again.
Get on the bintangs and just really enjoy because I gave everything up for that 12 weeks. So I was pretty good.
There's a common thing with people who do great things and they get to that goal.
Yep.
And if they haven't thought of the next goal at the end, they'll get into a depression of sorts.
Yeah.
What do I do now? But not always.
Yeah.
But
you always have it in the back of your mind.
What am I going to do next?
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, my Ebony was like, no more. And I was like, it was a lot to take on. And
yet it was addictive, I'll bet.
And yet I was thinking, I've got this other thing that I want to do.
Right.
So that's next.
And 30
but And I was like, I can't. Yeah. But we needed to have time out and just enjoy life for a little bit. But no, it was good. It was a little stepping stone in life.
Have you done any marathons since?
No, done nothing.
No? Okay.
No, just done. All I do is just ride my push bike around.
Wow, cool.
So
you still use Strava?
Yep. It's good. Yeah. You were on it for a bit, weren't you? I've seen a couple.
Yeah, I was. Especially when I go to Japan. Yeah. I'll be back on it too. And I met this guy over there there's a big American army base in Yokosuka, in this town that my wife's from. So there's an American guy in the park. He rides he's only a young guy. He rides his bike to the base. The American base. And I got him onto Strava. Now, loads of those guys are on Strava. So I can't wait to go back and have a go at their times on my old grandma bike that I've got over there.
Yep. I'll give you a road bike. Take that with you.
Yeah. What is your latest bike? You got a new one?
It's I don't know. It's hard to explain. They're just carbon fiber. The more money you pay, the lighter they get, the faster, the more aero, it's never ends with them. I go, oh, I've got a really good one. Then they bring out the new one, and you're like, my one's not that good now.
Yeah. Do you think on the